Hey guys, it's Lauren. Right off the bat, here are all of my socials, and you should go follow them if you don't already. So today's video is gonna be a speed editing challenge, which I've only done once before on my channel. I did a 10-minute editing challenge, which was so stressful, but I was actually pretty impressed by the results. One really important part of my editing process is, of course, making my graphs. And this is something really simple that I can just do mindlessly. Shaping my mid-graph is basically muscle memory at this point because I do it all the time. So today, I want to put these graph making skills to the test and see if I can make 50 transitions in 5 minutes. I know what you guys must be thinking, Lauren, that's not humanly possible. What are you getting done in 5 minutes? Don't worry, I'm not actually making 50 entire transitions from scratch in 5 minutes. I'm just gonna see if I can shape 50 graphs in that time span. This video will also satisfy my own personal curiosity. All right, enough said, let's get into the video. All right, guys, when I said 50, I really did mean 50. Those are 50 beats right there. And then I have 49 null object layers because the first transition is just on the original clip. Very random picture and background. I chose Sweetener era Ariana because, surprise, Sweetener is my favorite Ariana album. Also, if you can't tell, I kind of got inconsistent with the spacing of the beats. They're closer together in the beginning, then they kind of spaced out, but like, if you were making 50 transitions, you would probably be a little bit consistent along the way, but basically every single transition is just a Y flip and it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And all of the graphs are not formed yet. So I'm gonna set the 5-minute timer and all I have to do is shape the graph so it hits the beat marker. Also, if I fail too horribly, I'm extending the time to 10 minutes because this is my video and I can do what I want. Okay, I'm getting out the clock. Why am I scared? What are you scared for, Lauren? 5 minutes on the clock. I need to get into position, which basically just means this. Break. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, so guys, comment down below how long you guys have been editing for. Technically, I've had my editing Instagram since 2017. Yeah, 2017, I've been editing on After Effects. But I used Final Cut Pro between 2016 and 2017. Before then, okay, I'm already on number 3. I'm trying to keep my mind occupied while my fingers just, you know, muscle memory, like I said. Anyway, but before I used Final Cut Pro, I used, CapCut Pro, which I feel like that's an era a lot of editors did not go through, but I was like, what, 8, 9, 10, 11 maybe using CapCut Pro, so I'm familiar with that. Okay, whew. Oh, let's talk about ins and outs for editing in 2024. Keep in mind, this is completely subjective. You don't have to agree with me. The outs, I'm gonna start with the outs. Outs is editing when you don't feel like editing at all. If you're unmotivated and you try to pick up the computer and you try to whip something up and you try to force something out of yourself, it's gonna be your absolute worst work, okay? I'm just being honest about that. I feel like I have my best editing experiences when I have like a burst of creativity or like inspiration and then I just like pick up my computer and do it. Like I was talking to my best friend and my roommate Kate about this. It was like the middle of the school week and I had like so much homework to do. It was like final season and I just felt myself gravitating towards After Effects, towards editing. And I was like venting to her and I was like, I feel so like unproductive and I feel like, why am I editing right now? I should be doing schoolwork. But she was like, Lauren, the creativity and the inspiration, it's not always gonna be there. So when you have it, you need to leverage that. Like you need to hold on to it. And it's also like, it's not like you're doing nothing. Like, do you know how many people get motivated and inspired and just like take inspiration from your edits? Like so many people. So you're really just doing a public service. And I was like, wait, Kate, you ate with that. Like, you're so right. Back to the editing ins and outs. Outs for editing, thinking you're like cool or funny or whatever for like still hating on other apps that like aren't After Effects or like whatever you deem to be good, because quite frankly, I've seen CapCut edits that eat up like other programs. It's all about the editor, but I feel like we already know this. Let's talk about some ins. What null layer am I on? I'm on 17, okay. I only have 2 minutes left. There's no way this is happening. There's no way this is happening. Oh my God, I really overestimated my abilities. Okay, editing ins. Editing like people who aren't like that popular. Like one of my biggest edits of all time, the Knock Knock edit, I edited Amanda R. Curry, who played Lola on Degrassi. Like not that many people know about her, but I feel like for me, I love Am I missing a transition on the beat here? Frick, I so am. That's not even, what? Okay. Frick, oh my god, I'm literally missing a whole transition. I am. No, this is cutting into my time. No, wait, I'm missing a null layer. I'm gonna pause it. Hold on, pause. 1 minute 35 right now. I've done 21 graphs. That's actually not that bad. Am I actually doing 51 transitions? I'm so confused. Let me just add another. Wait, no, I can't, because then I have a certain pattern to it where it's flipping back and forth. This beat is just getting long forgotten, and there's gonna be like an awkward second of like stillness here. Just completely disregard that. We're gonna start off here again, and I'm gonna resume. So anyway, I think it's so beneficial to edit people who are like literally like their pictures are just aesthetic. Like, I love just finding pictures of pretty people and then just editing them. And then I get comments like, oh, who is that? And I'm like, you know what? Does it really matter? And I feel like this was such a thing in like the 2018, 2019 like editing era, because I would see edits of people who had like 10K followers on Instagram, and I was like, how are they like famous enough to be edited right now? But it's not that they're super famous, it's just that they're like super pretty. Like, remember that girl with the pink hair, and there were so many edits of her with the freckles? Maybe she is famous, I don't know. I feel like there was such a wave of like just editing influencers. Anyway, also I feel like I'm so happy about this, editing is becoming so much more mainstream. Like, they had CapCut stuff. My dad always mentions this to me. They had like a CapCut commercial at the Super Bowl, and then also there's like really big influencers being like, we need to talk more about editors and editing. Like, they put in so much work. Like, any hot video you've ever seen of anyone, like, that was an editor who did that. And I was like, yeah, but it's been like this for the past over 5 years, and now we're suddenly being like, wait, on a music app, we should be appreciating editors. Like, obviously we should be appreciating editors on a music app. Anyway, wasn't I doing editing ins and outs, and I just stopped doing that because I'm getting frantic now? Oh my god. Okay, how much did I get done? I got up to null 30, which is 31 transitions, 31 graphs in 5 minutes. Okay, that is not horrible. Like I said, I'm gonna extend this to 10, but now the goal is to do it in less than 10 minutes. So I'm gonna set the timer for another 5. I'm gonna speed it up this time, guys. Another 5 minutes, I'm gonna go, start. Okay, I've also hit, guys, like a kind of dilemma or a crossroads in my editing journey, because like, don't get me wrong, I love my editing style, and like my whole summer era with like green and like all the stuff I was doing, like I still love that style, but I feel like, not that I want to enter a completely new era, but I've just gotten like bored with my own style. Like, I want to do some like transitions and I don't know, just have a flow that's kind of different from before. That's what I was trying to do with my most recent edit. It's on my Instagram and TikTok. It's to Mosquito by Pink Pantheress, and a lot of people were commenting like, wait, this is so different from what you usually do. And I was like, yeah, because I feel like the same mold, like, okay, I have my, you know, Y flip, X flip, I like do opacity fade out, I do different camera layers, a lot of 3D effects. Like, it's super cool, it's fun, but like, I feel like I'm making the same edit every time I edit now, you get what I mean? But then at the same time, like, the reason a lot of people like my style is because like, it's good, and I agree with that. I think my style is good, so like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, but it's also like, you can always be better. So it's like, editing since 2017, I always have that battle of like, okay, I'm satisfied with what I'm producing now, but can I do better? Like, I think I'm always like that. I think I could, Jesus himself could tell me that I am the best editor on this earth, which I am not claiming. Don't cut that segment out and say that I said that. But anyway, Jesus could say I'm the best editor on this earth, and I would still be like, like, no, like, there's someone better, like, this was mid, no pun intended, because I'm making mid graphs. But I'm like, I don't know, there's just always room for improvement. I think my next step, I'm just gonna try it out. I wanna get, what is it, Element 3D. I've never tried Element 3D. I feel like it doesn't really go with, I mean, not that it doesn't go with my style, but I have like other ways of making 3D objects that aren't Element 3D. But I'm like, I've been editing for so long and I haven't tried it out, like, might as well try it out. So maybe maybe I'll do like a completely separate video on that, or I'll just like try it out and you'll see that in some of my edits. But yeah, I think 2024 is just calling for not an entirely new era. Obviously, I'm gonna stay true to Lauren and the Lauren style, but you know, I just wanna add some more pizzazz and continue to impress my little babies over the phone. 1-0 layer my own. Oh my god, I'm almost done. Okay, I'm at 2 minutes left. I think I could easily do this in the next 18 seconds. Yes, I can. Oh, there's only one more. Period. You're mad. Ooh. You may say I'm a dreamer. And done with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to spare. Ow! My wrist actually really does hurt, guys. Are we ready to watch this masterpiece? Okay. Some are definitely faster than others, but it's not horrible. Ariana's like, please, I'm getting dizzy. See, that was the moment of stillness where I forgot to add a graph. Okay, so I did that. All right, guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Now I can say on record, I can make 50 graphs in 7 minutes. Oh my god, that's so incredibly embarrassing. I cannot do math. I cannot do basic math. If I had 2 minutes left, that means it took me 3 minutes. 5 plus 3 is 8. I did 50 graphs in 8 minutes. Okay, here's the deal. I want you guys to try out this challenge. Post it on TikTok, Instagram, and tag me, or even just comment on this video and then let me know what your GPM is. Graphs per minute. How many graphs were you able to make? At first, I incorrectly calculated 7 graphs per minute, but now that I know that I can do 50 graphs in 8 minutes, my graphs per minute is roughly 6.25. I can do 6.25 graphs per minute. All right, guys, don't make me look like an idiot. Try this out. Let me know in the comments what your GPM is, and we'll see who my competition out there is. But please don't paralyze your wrist or finger. It's not worth it. And I'm really curious to see if it's gonna be quicker for phone editors or computer editors. I'm gonna assume it's quicker for computer editors because it's so hard to manipulate such a tiny screen, but hey, I could be wrong. You guys gotta let me know. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and bye.